Welcome to the presentation on how to clean stains on a Safari motorhome. I'm sure this applies to other motorhomes. This particular motorhome had a woven cloth fabric on the walls. And because of the extensive damage due to leakage on the roof and the awnings and just about everything on this thing, there's a lot of stains on the wall. So the resin had seeped out from the covering on the wall in through the fabric, and you can see the stains here. There's a couple pictures that look kind of disgusting actually, that of the roof liner at the front of the coach. When I took it down, it's all rotten. The wood was extensively damaged. So I'll do a presentation on that later. That's a lot more work than what we're talking about here. But it shows you some of the damage that the water can do. On the walls you can see staining. I just chose the bedroom and the front portion of the motorhome. You can see the stains on the walls running down. The bedroom I cleaned twice, because, or maybe even three times. I repaired it, I cleaned it. I thought I'd repaired the roof in the right spot, and there were still more leaks, and then it stained it again. So I finally did get it sorted out properly, and the picture you can see here is after it's cleaned. Now there are some tips I'll go through. This will be rather short, but I'll tell you some of the things that could have worked better. I used 3 different methods for cleaning this. The damage was very extensive, so using a toothbrush and just rubbing away, it did not work. That just flat out didn't work. The first way that I did this, I found on the internet, and it worked just amazing, is to use 1/3 Dawn, 1/3 white vinegar, and 1/3 club soda. So you mix that together, spray it on the walls, and then rub it with a brush. I used an electric drill with a brush on it, and it got into kind of a foam, and then take a paper towel and wipe that off, and then spray it with water, and then go over it and over it like that, and it gets it actually perfect. One of the other things I did though, once it was sprayed like that and most of the stain was off, then I took, not everybody's going to want to do this, but I did it. You take a hose with a fan spray on it using a garden hose. I used hot water on this because I had a hot water connection at where I was working on this, and sprayed the wall down with full force of the water. Now totally saturated the wall, and put cloths along the bottom, and then take a shop vac and vacuumed it up over and over again until there was only clear water coming off the wall. And it did have the effect of cleaning the entire wall, and the people that had this before me were smokers, and of course it got rid of that smell. That was one way to do it. The second way that I did later on, because the walls had all been cleaned extensively using this technique, was I bought from, I think it was, anyways, online, it was a thing that looks like a spray gun, but what it is I think they called it a tornado, and it's a rotating, spinning tube that blows compressed air and water or soap or whatever into the fabric, and that does a very good job. So there's a picture of it here. You put compressed air on one end and you fill it full of, I put water in there because I'd use a solution from a spray bottle, or this Dawn stuff. And that was one way to do it. And then of course you rub it down with a towel to pull off the, I guess, a stain, the material that's causing the stain, and then you spray it again with water and go over it and over it like that. And the third way that I did this, if I can remember correct, was just basically scrubbed it and then sprayed it with a hand spray, and so forth. Where it makes a difference is, and I learned this afterwards, is that when you clean a stain, you should do the entire wall, because where you stop, you'll see the line where, of course, there's the absorption of material behind it will produce a line on the wall. And you can see that a little bit on some of these areas. So I'll go over it later, redo it, and it should produce a better result than what I currently have. Although right now the motorhome looks actually perfect. It's very clean. It smells nice. It's just an amazing way to do it. So it really depends how extensive the staining is, whether you want to use the shop vac and this water spray, or you want to be able to do it with this tornado thing and a brush, or just use a drill and a brush. I don't think a toothbrush is going to do it for you. And mostly it depends how extensive the staining is. But anyway, that's the sum total of it.